Hello, I'm Illustrator Jerry Bennett, and I'm excited to be celebrating the Pioneer Library System's Summer Learning Challenge with you. I want to encourage you to have fun this summer reading and learning with your friends and family. Learn more about this challenge and sign up on the PLS website today. Now, as part of the Imagine Your Story theme, I get to guide you in creating a book cover for a story of your very own. Or maybe you want to reinvent a longtime favorite cover. Let's begin. All right. Before we start talking about what goes into a book cover, we need supplies. So you need something to sketch with. I like using pens to do sketching, but pencils and anything really. Pens to do inking with. There are so many fun pens out there, and so find your favorite. And if you'd like to add some color, you'll want to find your favorite coloring tools, whether it be markers of any kind, or crayons, or watercolors, or whatever. When we have our supplies ready, we want to start thinking about the layout of the book cover. We want to think about where the characters should be placed on the cover. Where would the title fit best on the cover? What elements should we include on the cover that would make it most attractive for someone to want to open up your story? And so I gridded out 6 boxes to come up with some thumbnails. And a thumbnail is basically just a quick, roughed out sketch idea for a cover, or for anything really. And so I'm going to quickly rough out some ideas for what I think would be a great cover for my story. And the story I'm choosing actually is Jack and the Beanstalk. I've always loved that story, and I kind of want to just reinterpret it for myself. And so I'm coming up with some ideas I think might be a fun idea. And so just take time and create 6 or even more, as many as you want really. If you have a bunch of ideas that you want to try out, have fun with them. So, I drew 6 thumbnails, 6 ideas that I want to play with, and I got to choose which one I want, just as you have to choose from your thumbnails as well. So, I think I like this one the best because, and I'm not sure, this is how rough those thumbnails can be. So, you may not be able to recognize that there's a hand coming in from the clouds. You're looking up. You're seeing the beanstalk go all the way up into the clouds, and Jack looks like he's falling, but he's going to be swinging off a vine or something, and he's carrying the golden goose, if you remember the goose that lays the golden eggs. And so, I had ideas of maybe like a real close-up of the giant, right in front of Jack, or, maybe running upon him, or just right behind him in some way. Or just a fun, like, mysterious element where Jack's looking up the beanstalk, or him also looking up the beanstalk as it's coming out of the ground. So there were lots of ideas, and I hope you guys have lots of ideas too. So once you've chosen the idea, as I've chosen this one, we come over and get the paper that we want to draw the final piece on, and we start sketching. And so I will keep that layout to my side while I come up with some ideas of how I want to get more detailed. So at this point, you start thinking about all the details that you want in it. Obviously, you want to make sure that you have room for the text, the title of your story. So, like, I'm going to have Jack and the Beanstalk. So I'll make sure to keep that area. Now, there might be details and things in there as long as they don't... as long as the title or the words obscure what's important and what's to be seen, what needs to be seen in your image. And so, keeping that in mind, I'll have some clouds, and I'll keep this real light and loose as well. And then from the clouds, I'll have the the beanstalk, and as you know, as things get closer to you, they get larger, and this is a really great perspective idea of how you look up into the sky and watch it, disappear into the clouds. And I'm even thinking about changing where I want Jack in this, because I want that I want that hand to come out of the clouds to be real visible. So I want the hand. So I'm going to think about where I want the hand, and maybe make it a little larger than I did before. And here's the arm hiding back there, and it goes off into the clouds as well. So start thinking that through, and then maybe have Jack. Maybe his head's right there, and he's getting ready to get caught by the hand of the giant. So we'll put him, and we'll have him looking up, and think about the kind of emotion that you want to give your characters that are on the page, whether it's a person or an animal or whatever. If it's going to have expression, you need to learn, if it's going to have an emotion to express, you want to understand how to best express it. And so I'll start have him swinging across, and I want to think about the pose. And I'll keep the general idea of the original pose, and maybe get a little more dynamic. And if you want to get better at poses, study people, study how they move, and learn how to draw in such a way to draw dynamic poses like that. And I'll have him swinging, have him holding on to a vine. The vine, maybe a leaf or two, think about some leaves, and have the vines, going off in the distance around here, So I'll start thinking about that, and I want you to start laying down yours, and we'll do this together, all right? All right, so we are now at the point where we're ready to start inking and coloring. You may want to color first. I like to ink first. And being a comic book artist, this is the kind of style. I'm going to be a very comic book styled artist doing this. And so I'm going to imagine this as a Jack and the Beanstalk comic book and treat it as just by inking it. You may want to use watercolor. You may want to use crayons. Use whatever is at your disposal. So I'm going to start. Well, now that it's fully inked, it's ready to color. So, as I said before, you can use markers, watercolor, crayons, whatever you would like to do, your favorite coloring tools. So, let's go to it. And with that, we are finished. You're done. Good job, people. You all finished. I hope you all had as much fun as I did, and I hope it encourages you to continue to make more of these. Thank you for joining me in kicking off the Pioneer Library System Summer Learning Challenge. I hope you had a lot of fun. You can count our time together as a learning activity for the Summer Learning Challenge. Sign up today and start logging your activity.